are looking at Bane onto the side lanes, Sylvana onto Roamer.
Okay.
They're playing roaming Sylvana, as well as a Yi Sun-shin in the jungle, if I'm not wrong.
It's tank Sylvana.
Oh wait, it might not be the case.
It's tank Sylvana, but it's still kind of roaming. I think Sylvana is just a good roamer in general. Lozi is the tank player, but he will be roaming a lot. So it's going to be like a... So we were talking about space, right? These two are very mobile gankers. They will be roaming together, Selena as well as Lozi. You can hit Imperial Justice and follow up with an arrow. You know, that is just as good. And I do think that this could be a really spicy lineup. I'm favoring RSG's draft right off the bat because I'm a Sylvana fanboy. What about you guys?
Wow, it's pretty close, I would say.
Yeah, it's
Based on draft.
It's a 50-50 for me. It really is a 50-50 for me. It really depends on who have the better execution at this game.
Okay, but give me who based on draft who's winning.
Ooh.
I say RSG.
Flash.
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 Flash. All right, 2 Flash, 1 RSG. Okay, we have Abstract as well as Busy, your English commentators for the first game between RSG and Flash. Take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the kind of lineup that we have coming in from RSG versus Flash. Up in the top lane, we do have Bane that will be fighting against a Purple and Koopa who will be babysitted by the Rafaela. Up in the middle lane, we do have A1, A2 playing as the Farsa fighting against a LoL-C tank, which is something that I was expecting, as well as 505 as the as the mage. While Aeon is playing as a jungling Jawhead, definitely not something that we see very often. And down in the bottom lane, Dara will be cutting the waves against the opponent's baby cake. That is going to be Bowman.
Yes, and as you can see, both teams here will try to focus in the early game, trying to get that level 4 as soon as possible for both Hypers. Now, when you compare Life 4 with that YSS, and the Hyper on the side for Team Flash will be Jawhead with that Retribution spell. So in terms of the advantage, I would say clearing the wave or clearing the jungle, it's going to be Aeon with that Jawhead. But we will see. The most important thing is less than 30 seconds before the first turtle spawns. That's going to be the focus and the main objective for this early game in the bottom lane.
And with that all said and done, we are definitely going to be expecting one of these teams to play a lot more aggressively. Once they pick one person down, it would be a great momentum for them to follow through and bring down the turtle. And with that all said and done, Jason is probably going to be the one that goes down. Yes, he will be, as he takes and he bites the gun. And now they have lost the top lane's gold-plated armor for now. But Pokemon, he should still be safe and sound, while the turtle is unfortunately not, as RSG will be banking all the way in as LY4 takes the brunt of that force, while Baby Cake zones Dara away, ensuring that he's unable to do anything. But up in the middle lane, 505 takes the kill right onto Aeon, which is the jungler slash Hyper after all.
Yep, even though Life 4 manages to secure the first turtle, but when you look at the gold difference, Flash have the advantage just because in the earlier fight up top, they secure the turret, they secure the kill, and that's the reason why the gold advantage is slightly towards Flash. Now, it's not so bad in this early game. When you look at both teams' composition, it's pretty similar. They are going for that mid to late game composition. So for now, as you can see, they are just hovering around, opening up the maps, and they're just trying to get that item build, if you will.
Fenrir has really been upping his game nowadays and really trying to learn more on soft tanks, because he's more comfortable with hard tanks, because that's kind of how he ended into the scene.
Yep.
He learned more on hard tanks, but now seeing him on soft tanks, I really want to see how exactly he's going to deal with the opponents. But unfortunately, it does seem like Long is just going to be racking in with the Imperial Justice, locking him down in place, unable to do anything, while Fenrir trying to get himself right out of Holy Healing, but wasn't able to get himself that movement speed bonus to get out of the danger. This is kind of like the problem, right? Because Fenrir, his job is to babysit against, babysit for his fellow friend here, which is Pokemon or Aeon. But other than that, no one else will be able to peel for them in the early stages.
Yep, exactly. Now, speaking of which, It's still going to be Aeon trying to get that engagement in. Life 4 will focus his energy trying to get this gold buff, which is important. He needs that one, and he uses that retribution skill so that Pokemon cannot steal them away from him. But it's still going to be 3v3 here. They're waiting for the right time. Fenrir, Imperial Justice will start it off, and look at that ulti coming in from Jason. Lowsy secures one on his own, and Team Flash will not proceed any further.
Well, Baby Kicks under the top lane unfortunately has missed the lethal counter onto Dara while he dies right under his own turret's nose. The top lane first tier turret has already been destroyed, and there could also be a possibility that the top lane second tier turret may be destroyed as well, as Selena makes his way, zoom right down to the top lane and immediately brings him down into the abyss.
Yeah, 505 was saying you can run, but you cannot hide. And there you go, Dara goes down, and you're going to focus here in the T1 down at the bottom. Team Flash managed to secure that one. So on the opposite ends, T1 has gone down. The second turtle is up for grabs up top. Life 4 has been quiet. He's just going for the focus. But look at it, and unstoppable force by Aeon. He has the damage on his arm. Lowsy using that Imperial Justice to escape. So not on my watch, say Lowsy. You're not going to get that kill. But with that being said, Lowsy is not being able to be in the front lines. It's going to be an uncontested turtle for Team Flash.
Gotta have to say that RSG is doing really well when it comes to isolating members and just getting themselves the initial kill. With the turtle being slain by Team Flash, they do have a little bit more of wiggle room to play around when it comes to gold economy. As 505 lands the Abyssal Arrow on top of Dara, and A1A2 immediately pops off with the Feathered Airstrike in order to bring some more insurance on Dara. So, you know, that is just going to scare literally anyone, 505 and LY4 included, to not be able to just dive right under the turret's nose while also being barraged in by that artillery that A1A2 is able to deliver. So I really like the babysitting services that they kind of have all across the board. A1A2 is not exactly in a really good position, but Aeon is just going to be pushing right in. He does have the force ejector as well as the unstoppable force, getting the kill down on 505 with a nice shot onto the Feathered Airstrike too. But it is, in the end, going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Make that 1-for-2 trade, as Pokemon did manage to bring a single kill down on the Baby Cakes, leaving the top lane second tier turret to a sliver of health.
Exactly. So there's the revenge kill in the last fight, but Lowsy is not done yet. Yep, he is tanky, only at level 7, mind you. So going into the late game, he will be super tanky as well. Now, as we're gonna focus here up top, the T2 turret goes down, and Pokemon, he has been quiet in that lane, but he has been doing his job. Right, you don't focus on him, he's just going to push the turret. Now T2 goes down, only the inhibitor turret left on top side.
All of Team Flash's first tier turret are all still alive, and that pretty much forces RSG to be on an end whereby they still gonna have to cower a little bit. They need to clear out the waves as much as possible, but they have been putting so much emphasis on the kills, and kills. But is it really worth it or not? Because they have yet to bring down any of these turrets, and that pretty much means that they can't go overly aggressive. At one point in time, they're going to be hitting a certain plateau, and they won't be able to force Team Flash away. Or maybe this is the conditioning that RSG is doing. They are not taking any turrets down because they're just forcing Team Flash out to a certain area, and RSG knows that they do have a certain amount of advantage in the early stages of the game because Lowsy can bring down Imperial Justice anytime to completely isolate someone and melt them down. They do have 505 who can bring out the arrow as well. But speaking of arrow, it doesn't seem like 505 will be able to do anything for him, as Lowsy will be melted down yet again by the pickoff from Aeon as well as A1A2 as they move on. 505 gets himself away. Pokemon runs back away as Jason finds himself with a couple of bullets into his opponent's face as A1A2 focused on mid lane turret. We do have the Abyssal Arrow, lands around top of Fenrir, lethal counter, connected. Dara gets himself away as none of the members from RSG has fell down except for a single turret.
Yeah, when you look at RSG, the way they are playing right now, I can say that they are heavily relying on Life 4. Life 4 has been quiet since the very beginning. He's just focusing on getting the jungles, getting the items. Now, they will lose that objective, right? And they have. You know, when it comes to the objective in terms of turret, they are down by 4. and kills as well. But by the way they play, they are not worried. They are still waiting for Life 4 to get online. But something that they need to take note of is Fenris Rafaela. He has that Holy Blessing, especially when you go into the mid lane. If he lowers down that cooldown for the Holy Blessing, it's gonna be a problem for RSG going into team fights.
And as it is for now, Elalti jumps right in onto Aeon. Imperial Justice just going to be connecting, and Aeon goes down. He's completely being melted down by RSG's members as Elalti finds himself right in front of everyone's lines. He is not going to go down just yet, but Pokemon will find himself in a fateful end of it all with 20 seconds cooldown timer on top of his head, as the death timer is pretty darn scary at this point in time. Dara finds himself away from all of the members from RSG, and this is the point in time where we would want to see RSG start to pick up the pace and get themselves more turrets.
Exactly. Based on the last fight, we can see that Life 4 was involved in that fight. And they secured 2 kills, by the way, on the Hyper, Aeon, and on Pokemon as well. So you can see that they are being aggressive right now. But speaking of which, here comes Fresrel, the feathered airstrike, but Aeon again using that is Stop'em Force and Ejector coming all over again here. Jason is right in front. Aeon wants that Jason again. Look at that holy healing. Selena secures one and Jawhead, and Life 4 secures one. On that Spellbound goes down. That's huge. So no more Holy Blessing for Team Flash, and they will reset. And why not? Life 4 say it's our time, and let's go for the Lord.
The Lord is now going to be taken down by Babycase as well, LI4 with no challenge whatsoever, with the crazy amount of criticals all across the board, as LI4 easily deals 1400 damage to the Lord. Aeon, he did a really good job at singling out Lolsey though, but unfortunately that was just first half of the fight, as Jason pops himself right in front of the enemy's line. Surprisingly, Dara still stays alive alongside of Aeon, but within a short period of time, Babycake joins into the fray, pops a lethal counter, and does whatever he needs to sweep everyone else away.
Yeah, now that you mentioned about Babycake and that belt, the thing happened in the previous game as well. Look what stun. Look at that hard stun. Jason trying to get Aeon down, but Aeon is tanky. For now, Lord will be knocking uninvited in the T2 up top. They will secure this one. Will they divide their attention on another turret? It seems like they're going to focus all their energy here into the inhibitor.
Oh, that's a good arrow. Not gonna lie, it is a good arrow, but the rest of the members from RSG, they know that they can't exactly do much about breaking into the inhibitor turret, but one thing for sure is that they can use the overwhelming force of the mega creeps down in the down in the middle lane to do something towards their bidding. And Jason playing as the Bane, he does have his Baby Shark to actually do the middle lane turret. So with that all said and done, the first tier and the second tier turret in the middle lane has easily went down. But for now, Aeon trying to save Tara, but unfortunately he could not save himself as well, as A1 A2 pops the ultimate. Babycake in his face. Babycake holding his ground. Lethal counter, wasn't able to do much, but in the end 5-on-5 brings Fenrir down. But the game is not over. Pokemon holding himself behind the inhibitor turret, calls in Koopa and tries to get himself holding out the lanes in the middle, while the rest of the members from RSG, they are all still alive and still available to do anything within their bidding, as Jason and Lolsey comes in from middle, pops a good amount of damage on the Pokemon, and Team Flash with their back against the wall, not too sure what to do, but they will just stay at home.
Wow, talk about a well-timed ticking time bomb. This is it, RSG at its finest. The ticking time bomb has been set out at the 9-minute mark. Now they're just wreaking havoc all around. As you can see, all of them will reset for now, and they're trying to get the map advantage. That's very important. They will wait for the Lord, the Luminous Lord. But as you can see how Team Flash is moving down, they're trying to signal out Babycake. Babycake saw that, and he's going to run away. Ejector by Shields. This can be risky though.
Oh!
Here comes it. The feathered airstrike will rains down. Modern Shocker will start to stop the onslaught coming in from Flash. So Babycake's safe from that onslaught coming in from Flash.
Are they really though? As the Abyssal Arrow lands right on top of Aeon. A great burst of damage, but Jason finds himself in such a bad place as A1 A2 didn't manage to bring Jason down. Pokemon with a sliver of health as well as Lolsey. He tries to get himself close, but Aeon is just going to be going in for the force ejector and just trying to push him all away. Lolsey gets himself away with a 10% of health and also saving Pokemon within that short 0.5 seconds CC down. Flash They didn't even lose much. In fact, they came out alive from that interior fight and bring Jason down thanks to A1A2's feathered airstrike.
All right, look at the ticking time bomb on Life 4, Life 4. Has that Swift Boot, War Axe, Endless Battle, BOD, Demon Hunter Sword, tons of damage coming in from Life 4, Life 4. And with the Demon Hunter Sword, you can basically melt Aeon and Dara as well. So a huge damage coming in from Life 4, Life 4. They need to capitalize on this. Less than 20 seconds before the Luminous Lord comes out. Now Team Flash has Fenrir with that Holy Healing. They can contest for this Lord if they want to. It's pretty even at this point of time, but slight advantage going to RSG just because of the firepower.
It is 14 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, and now the Luminous Lord has emerged into the land of dawn. Longzi finds himself within one small little bush while the entirety of Team Flash moves up north. RSG definitely know the positioning of Team Flash, and thus Jason finds himself in another bushes, and now the entirety of RSG, they're just trying to take the entire river all for themselves, to the point that Longzi has even used his stealth to get himself in a nice position. But unfortunately, 505 kind of exposed the positioning with the Abyssal Arrow, but without a doubt, something big could be brewing.
Yep. As you can see from how the teams are moving, right? They're waiting for someone to start the Lord, but no one wants to commit on that. Because once you start the Lord's going to go to your side, right? And it's just going to wait for 20% life, and they can be someone who with the retribution can actually steal the Lord. So that's the reason why they were just hovering around. They were respecting one another, and they were just waiting for someone to initiate their Lord.
It'll be a lot easier for Aeon to jump in and steal the Lord than it is for LY4 to jump in and steal the Lord. So unless absolutely necessary, Team Flash would not start the Lord first. They would give RSG the benefit of the doubt and let the Lord go into the position and allow Aeon to penetrate through the defenses with Unstoppable Force, and then followed up through with the Force Ejector. And during that point in time, the Retribution could come in very, very handy, and he can even get himself a lot closer than LY4. So with his charge like that, he should force LY4 to either be in a really bad position, or number two, get himself completely tossed right out. And this could be the bad case scenario that we're just going to be looking at as A1A2 coming from the back. Feathered Airstrike did not kill anyone just yet, but Longzi, he does have immortality, so he's just going to be coming back alive just for now. But with a sliver of health, he kills Aeon, but he pops off the immortality and he gets himself away. The only thing that has happened is for Longzi popping the immortality, and Dara, one of their frontliners, is now dead. And RSG have got the perfect opportunity to actually just do whatever they want within their own bidding, because Dara no longer is that, and the front lines for a Team Flash is whittling down to an all-time low. They really need LY4 close. He is here now. He can actually pop off with the Retribution anytime soon, as the Lord has been stolen! Coming in from A1A2! It does seem like that Feathered Airstrike dealt more damage than LY4, because he actually mistimed his shot. But we do have lethal counter connecting on the Pokemon. 2% down, 1 person back in. Team Flash, they have 4 members left. A1A2 picking himself up with the Winter Truncheon, push himself all the way back home, and waiting for the Lord to emerge itself and push down the waves up in the top lane.
Wow, what a snipe coming in from A1A2 with that far side. He was purposely waiting for Life 4 to use that Mountain Shocker first, but with that being said, Aeon in the front line. Longzi popping on that Infernal Justice. Selena secures one, coming in, falling Star Moon. Dara trying to get into the front line to stop the onslaught coming in from RSG.
And just like that, Team Flash, they managed to steal the Lord and stop the impending doom that may befall onto them. I gotta have to give it to them. A1A2, you are a beast, you are a man. But unfortunately, other than that, nothing else is going to happen, because the Lord is apparently already been killed.
Yes.
And just kind of dissipated out in thin air, to the point that I actually didn't even see the Lord being killed.
Yeah, RSG needs to take note of this now. right? They have the map advantage going for the Lord, right? They started out, but then again, they have to worry. Speaking of which, Lottie with the Imperial Justice trying to get Pokemon down, but look at Life 4 securing one. All Pokemon goes down. A1, A2 is caught in the middle. Pops that Truncher, use the wings by wings, manages to escape. So for now, it's 1 or it's 2 for nothing. Baby Cakes, man, he's getting online in this late game. 4 to 5 KDA. You need to keep Baby Cakes in line. Right, you gotta check him out. Look at him trying to secure this inhibitor turret. Feathered airstrike was popped, but no one is there. They're going in. The minions, the mid minions is going in. They're trying to hit the crystals. RSG, this is gonna be their first game. RSG winning the first game of the series.
Boy, oh boy. One thing that is kind of a sleeper damage is actually coming in from that does well, and that is infiltrating onto the backliners. In this case, LY4 is going to be one problem. Pokemon will be a problem for LY4, Jason, as well as 505. The amount of damage that Pokemon is able to come up with his regular standard of skills is going to be pretty darn scary onto that part. While Benedetta can get away from Losi's bouncing ball with number 1, his ultimate, and number 2, also with an eye for an eye. So it shouldn't be too big of a problem. In fact, you can counter stun against Kufra while he's doing the bouncing ball.
I mean, I see this draft from RSG and I want to hate on Lilia, but I don't like Flash's draft because they seem to have too many team fighters, but no one to throw damage into that team fight. Same as the last game, they have that problem. They're going to be able to catch, but they're not going to be able to kill those people that caught. So we're going to have to see if Pokemon can really smurf on his Benedetta. That lady has put out a lot of damage. But anyway, the game's going to start. Flash versus RSG. Who drops to the lower bracket? We shall find out after game 2, or maybe there's a game 3. Abstract, Fizzy, all yours.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 between Flash versus RSG, with Flash at the southwestern side and RSG in the northeastern side. Up in the top lane, weirdly, Jason is going to be playing onto the Fasa against the Benedetta in the top lane. Down in the bottom lane, we are going to be looking at Paquito as well as Ruby, while in the jungle, we are looking at Team Flash going for very early invades, trying to push LY4 completely off guard.
Yeah, Farah has a nice idea. They're trying to disrupt the buff, but it was too soon in my books, right? If you waited for the orange buff to go like 30% life and go in with the ejector is fine, but he was actually starting the orange buff, and it's a bit wasted for me, and it's a wasted flicker coming in from Fenrir. But with that being said, though, it's fine. Both Hypers is still looking at that level 4, and then look at this, trying to focus on Fenrir, trying to open up that map together with Lolsi. Aeon will be securing this little wanderer, sorry.
Well, all it is for now is that Fenrir did manage to land a single toss. That should bring out a little bit of a dominance on their end and trying to push RSG away in order to get a free little reset, allowing Fenrir to actually roam around the jungles a little bit more freely. And not to forget, Dara as well as Aeon can join into the fray, so they can proxy the lanes out here, except that they probably would not realize that LY4 is around the corner, but it doesn't seem to matter at all. Ogi Shadow Kill deployed by Aeon, almost bringing Baby Cakes down, but unfortunately, the 1-2 jab coming in from Baby Cakes allowed him to have a little bit more shields, as Team Flash did not expect, and that helped him to get away. But it's okay, a free reset coming in allows Team Flash to actually try to tackle down onto the turtle, and indeed they will be trying that down, as Sanguine Claws unfortunately wasn't able to do quite much. But one thing's for sure is that we are going to be looking at a decent amount of initiation coming in from the side of Dara, as he went in from get over here and just literally get everyone back in and dealt a decent amount of damage. But Pokemon is now finally into the fray. He just went straight in for the Electro final blow, but did not connect onto anyone at all. Longzi, Tyrant's Revenge, did not connect, and thus allowing Pokemon to reset.
Yeah, based on the last fight, 2-0 on the side of Flash. But look at Baby Cake secures one on Pokemon, which is going to be huge, especially in the side lanes. The first turtle has been secured by, I think, Team Flash. Right, Team Flash managed to secure that one. So in terms of goal difference right now, RSG is up by 2k gold lead, which is pretty surprising, especially in this early game.
Yep, it is not bad indeed. Lolsi opens up the brush, finds Fenrir, tosses him back onto the turret, so there is going to be quite a bit of initiation coming from the side of Team Flash. after knowing that they want to put Kufra in an unfortunate position, but not much follow-ups. Not that it matters too much. At this point in time, Team Flash is just doing whatever that they can to hold down the 50 line, ensuring that no one passes through, because they know that they are slightly behind when it comes to economy, and thus they cannot be too aggressive. They cannot be overly aggressive. They can still be, but they need to know when is the right timing. And going up top lane is definitely one thing, and bottom lane is another thing. Zara, unfortunately, I believe that he knew what is coming, but I don't think that he knew that he can't stay alive.
Yeah, both teams are going with that mirror matchup, if you will, right? If you're going to invade top, you're going to invade bottom. With that being said, Lowzy trying to charge it up from the back, trying to get A1, A2, but manages to escape the A1, A2, so no one goes down yet. Feathered airstrike will be popped by Jason, trying to get Fenrir, but Fenrir at level 5 is tanky, so he manages to escape. Now, we're going to focus on the second turtle of the game. Life 4 is there for the taking. Look at Lowzy, look at Baby Cakes. All of the team members is there. They are focusing on this turtle. But on the mini-map, Benedetta is doing what Benedetta does best, just pushing up the waves up top.
Very splitty coming from the side of Team Flash, and that is going to be their late game goal. They have the Hayabusa for splits. They do have a Benedetta for splits as well. So honestly, there is so much things that Team Flash can actually work with when it comes to win conditions. But Pokemon though, he gonna have to know exactly when to do that, and that is the tough thing about doing the splits and of course doing proxies, because you need to know where your opponent is and you need to have very good communication, which is something that I do not have, and thus I am bad.
Nah, you're fine. Now, with that being said, Lowzy, they caught in the middle of Fenrir and Aeon. He's going to use that bouncing ball to escape. Now, in terms of early game aggression, Flash should be getting that early game aggression, right? But based on the scores itself, it doesn't look that way. So this can be a problem in the future for Team Flash, because now you have to worry. RSG has Jason with that Farsa late game insurance, have that Baby Cakes with that combo on that Paquito. So Team Flash need to worry in this early game, because if they cannot turn this around, it's just going to look bad for them.
One thing that I think is going to be a big problem is that Fenrir's jawhead doesn't really coincide and kind of work together A1, A2 that well. But for now, Pokemon finds himself under the hood and absolutely destroyed by Jason while he also was using his counterburst. So the Feathered Airstrike is definitely going to be used. 505 currently behind the lines. Ogi Shadow Kill executed. Aeon gets himself right out of the way. 505 Silver of Health. Jason runs away, but it's okay. But Nara flickers, hook onto Lowzy, but nothing comes up after that, because it is an A1, A2 after all. We're talking about a Sicilian that scales more towards the late stages of the game, and you can't, and as a Sicilian, you can't exactly hit anyone that is too close to you as well. So unfortunately, positioning is going to be such a big problem for A1, A2. And it's the point in time whereby if you're playing as Sicilian, you're going to snowball real hard if you does well, but you're going to fall off so hard if you don't do well.
Exactly. Now, with that being said, this is the third turtle of the game. It's up for grab. Fenrir was started out just hanging around the bush, opening up the map for Team Flash. They want to get this objective. Now, Life 4 has to be careful. He will start it out. Lowzy will wind up the Tyrant's Revenge, opening up the jungle in the middle. Baby Cakes will be tasked as well in the jungle. So it seems like it's going to be Lowzy. Pops that. Here you go. Get the injector. Now the coming in there, Alixo. A1, A2 secures one. Baby Cakes is super low. He's going to go down. Double kill with that bad face. A1, A2 securing that kill. 2 for nothing on the side of Flash.
I'm pretty sure that RSG has learned something here. Lowzy, do not use a bouncing ball on the Fenrir. If you do not have the map opened up, you don't know what is happening behind the fog of war, and thus it is very difficult for you to estimate if whether that bouncing ball is actually useful or not. But to be fair, I would say that Lowzy probably used the bouncing ball as a more of a defensive mechanism, because you do have enhanced defenses while you are in bouncing ball. But one thing I did not expect probably is Fenrir just tossing him into a bunch of players, and of course being melted down by a plethora of abilities, and inclusive of the Electro Final Blow as well. Jason doing a pretty good job tries to clear out the entirety of middle lane, but the turtle is now going to be under siege, as Losey currently, unfortunately, is a little bit too far back in front of the enemy's lines. He's just going to be working on a bouncing ball. Unfortunately, Dara just going to be getting himself a flicker away, and he will be safe and sound for now. Losey goes back to the back line. He's going to be A-okay for now. Sanguine Claws connected, coming from A1, A2, but after that, nothing else happens. Now, RSG, they do have a small little incremental position from here. They do have the power to hold down onto the turtle, but after that, nothing else. Team Flash, they are very busy dealing with turrets. So this is kind of like the other way around, right? Team Flash, they're just working on the objective, which is turret, while RSG, they're working on another objective, which is the bigger objective here.
Exactly. Now that you mentioned, I just realized something. Fenrir, for the past 2 fights, he has been purposely looking for Losey. And I think that's the reason why he used the projector on him, because if he takes him out, there's no bouncing ball to stop Aeon with the Hayabusa and Pokemon with the Alicto. So that is probably the plan for Team Flash, to get Losey out first before engaging in team fights.
Fair enough, right? Fair enough. It's kind of like a 1-for-2, more value bringing down more value bringing down Losey. But for now, Pokemon, oh, the final shot from the guns, from the chambers of LY4 connects right on top of Team Flash as Aeon tries to get himself out of there. The Shadows is not gonna get him down into the depths of Shadows at all, with him being melted down as RSG now have got the front line. LY4 goes for the Rhapsody, did not connect though. Dara turns things around, brings 505 down as he doesn't have the black shoes to use in the nick of time. But all in all, it is going to be the first turret in the middle lane that will be destroyed. But all in all, it is a 4,000 gold advantage that RSG have right now as compared to the 3,000 gold advantage that they had previously.
Let's go for a quick hydration by H2O. Feathered airstrike, Jason well timed, and Life 4 capitalize on it. Trying to use that Rhapsody, getting Aeon down. Now he wants to get more kills, but unfortunately he was too far away. But then again, 3-4-1 on the side of RSG. Well done.
RSG is really topping themselves off here. The amount of high-profile players from the side of Team Flash is just no match for RSG. These rookies and these veterans, they are just showing exactly what they are worth. And if they were to win this game against Team Flash, boy oh boy, it is going to be such an upset for Team Flash, and they're just going to be moving up ahead and face against Esports. But for now, Losey lands a very crucial shot down onto Fenrir. And now that the initiator is now gone, Team Flash would not have too much to work with. As Losey, HP, down low, it's okay, 505, Black Shield, LY4 in front of everyone else is crumpled together! Thanks to Baby Cakes being one of them that played such a big deal. While Pokemon slays it from behind, tries to delay the middle lane creeps as much as possible so they don't lose a second tier turret as fast as possible as well. Gotta give it over to him. They are not putting any reinforcements onto the Lord because they know that it is not worth contesting.
Yep, it's definitely going to be a free roll for RSG. Now, when you look at the goal difference, 36 comparing to 29, that's huge. That's 6k goal difference, especially when you hit the middle mark of the game. And as you can see, the composition, it goes towards RSG. They have that Granger, they have that Paquito, they have Jason with that Farsa. So late game advantage, they have it. Now, they have the Lord. What Flash needs to do right now, they have no damage. So Pokemon needs to try to go for the backdoor. That is the only option I can see them going for.
And just like that, RSG, they managed to force all of their forces into the face of Team Flash, while the Lord is just going to be trampling on in the top lane. Second tier turret destroyed. Baby Cakes down in the bottom. Down south is trying to push up as much as possible. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure whether he will be doing well or not because it's kind of technically sandwiched in between of Benedetta as well as Hayabusa, but it's okay because LY4 brings Dara down. The Lord has been taken down, but it is a-okay because they still have a couple of ballistas as well. He's just going to be jumping right down on the A1, A2. Crashes him into the wall.
Pokemon!
He was just shy by a few inches, as he wasn't able to be immobilized at that point in time. But it is more than enough time that will be bought, or rather, enough time that has been bought, that allowed them to bring down that inhibitor turret up in the top lane.
Well, this is looking to that. Don't forget 100 shares milestone. That is the code. You need to log into your game and then dial in that code. So this is for you viewers out there. Thank you so much for the shares and the view. Now with that being said, Team Flash, RSG, Team Flash is getting their backs pinned, in their base. So what they need to do right now is the only option I can see viable is what I mentioned before. Pokemon needs to split push. They don't have damage coming in to the late game. It's only Sicilian and it's not enough.
This is really a tough game for Team Flash, right? And I can see why they actually picked up on 505 in the very event that Aeon's Hisatsu Shadow Kill is the one that really brought down the nightmare onto Lilia. He can just go for the Black Shoes. You can pretty much see that his HP all the way down to 50 HP. He's trying to get as aggressive as possible so that he can pop the Black Shoes right about now. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. But in the end, the OG Shadow Kill was actually connected. A couple of shots connected onto Lilia. But in the end, he crossed paths together with Jason. He connected onto the next person instead, and the OG Shadow Kill did not follow through on the 505, and thus it is a full slide on the side of Team Flash. Turret being destroyed. It was just going to be going in. Sorry, this is more of the sticker as they went straight out. RSG, they are carrying the weight of EVOS as well. They're showing that they are gonna be the next EVOS, as they do have their own shouts in this very case. GG! RSG.
Wow, what a commanding win for RSG.